We find ourselves right now smack between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av, which is the 3 weeks in the Hebrew calendar when horrible things befell not just the Jewish people, but the entire world. And so we are at the heart of the matter right now. We have the ability to dig deep inside and figure out where is our barometer, where is our own internal self-awareness on how we can be kinder to ourselves and to each other. And the two things that keep coming up in all the Torah classes that I'm taking right now is our relationship with God and how is our relationship with our fellow human. And the way to fix both of these things is to start with our relationships with other people. You've probably heard this a million times, but try not to be so cruel and judgmental and cut people off. But come here, what's a practical solution? So the fact that I have an award-winning podcast about forgiveness, the F word that nobody talks about, it's called C1 Beautiful Soul. Feel free to listen to it. I also have an award-winning show that I've done in 6 countries that has to do with having a cosmic conversation. It's called Cosmic Conversations. Feel free to bring it to your town. It starts to breach that conversation that we ultimately have to have, which is, how do I get along with my cousin or my brother or my sister or parent or the person that sits next to me in class? They said something that I would never say. They cut me off or told me that they'll never speak to me again because of my political beliefs or religious beliefs. Or invite them to something, bake them a challah, knock on their door and say, hey, I would love to talk to you about X, Y, or Z. Try not to talk about the thing first, but go out of your way to do something nice for them. It will lift them up and it will lift you up, even if you're shaking and you're afraid. Because even if they don't deserve it, there is a seed in that breaching of having the conversation anyway, even if they did something to you that hurt or you did something to them. I recently had something happen where my landscaper came over and gave him a glass of ice water or iced tea or lemonade. And this past week when he came over, I said, how are you? And he said, life sucks. And he started going into this whole diatribe about how he hates the president and the administration, hates life. He wants the gas prices to be lower. And he said, what are you talking about? This isn't about the news. I do read Reddit every day, but I don't watch the news. And I went, okay. And I tried to explain to him how there's certain entities that are pouring money into weakening our economy, our resolve, and our love for one another, something that used to make this country so great that everybody would get along, or at least seemingly get along, and be kind to each other, even if they came from a different religion or background or preferences. And now it just seems like more and more the news or certain entities are making it look like we are really not getting along. And it's just not true. I think deep down, everybody, just like Frank said, everyone is really good. So I went out of my way to try to explain things to him. He didn't want to hear it. And I said, okay, look, obviously you don't want any solving of this problem. He said, yeah, I just want to vent. I said, okay, no problem. So it left me with like a bad taste in my mouth, because I think it is a liability when someone tells you life sucks and they hate life and they want to die, that you just like let them leave your house and you don't say anything. So I took a deep breath. I meditated on him, like having a good day and whatever. It took a couple minutes. I don't have a husband or kids yet. So for me, the whole world is my family. And when I meet someone who's having a really difficult time, I actually just like send them love and I try to pray for them. Even if it takes like a minute, I'll just do it. It takes me an extra minute, and then I feel better because I was starting to feel kind of yucky hearing what they had to say. Okay, that was the morning. In the afternoon, a friend of mine invited me to a challah bake. What's a challah bake? That's when Jewish women usually, I've never really seen a guy at one, but I'm sure they have men and women challah bakes, bring the ingredients, or it's already there for us. We pray about the Jewish people and the world, and we try to make the world better through baking challah. What the heck does that have to do with anything? It's just a really cool practice. It's one of the first mitzvahs listed in the Torah, in the Midrash, actually. Read the Rashi or ask me about it. I'll show you exactly the source. And it's supposed to rebuild the entire world. It's a special mitzvah that women have. Men can do it too, but women were given it. Builds the world. I went to this challah bake even though I was exhausted and I was drained. And what's so cool about it is that my friend Alina invites me to it. I wind up having this incredible baking session. I even led a meditation afterwards. People really enjoyed it. And then while we were baking, you can pray for whoever you want. And so of course I prayed for all my single friends to get married. I prayed for the world to have Mashiach come. I prayed for no more terrorism, all the things that I normally pray for. I prayed to have more money so I can do great things with it. I prayed for other people who I know who need refuah, who are either now physically or emotionally. At the end of it, I realized that I had been invited to bake challah with these 8 women online that week, and if I would bake the challah, I had to take a picture of it and send it in, and it was for these 8 single women that I was a part of, and I completely forgot that I had been part of that group, and I said, yes, I'll bake challah this week, no problem. Totally forgot. So if this woman had not invited me to the challah bake, I would have totally forgotten that I made a vow with my words and said, I will do it. I would have forgotten it. That is another reminder that God has always got our back. And we make a neder, a vow to do something with our words, and we say, yeah, I'll do it. God will make it happen. So if you say, I'm going to do a 1-person show, God will figure out how to get you the space, the audience, give you the right words to put in your script. All you have to do is plug into it. Whatever you say, you will do. Avaracadabra. You believe it, you say it, it will happen. Okay, that's the first thing. The second thing is, The whole reason why I agreed to go to the challah bake is because I was so upset for this guy. I wasn't mad at him. I felt bad for him that he was walking around with all this angst and pain on his heart. And so it bothered me so much that I said, you know what? I'm going to go to the challah bake tonight just to pray for him. And so in the middle of baking challah, I texted him and I took a picture of me and these powerful Jewish women baking challah. And I sent it to him and I said, I am baking challah for you so that your fate changes and you get the money that you want, because he was complaining about money. But really, I was praying for him to have purpose. Because when you have a sense of purpose, you don't complain about money, because you're like, well, I feel in my purpose and I know the money's going to come. So I prayed for him that all the blessings will come to you. And as I sent the text, there was a little part of me that was worried that he was going to reject me. There was a little tiny part of me that was a little scared that it was going to be too much for him or he was going to block me. And you know what happened? The opposite. He sent me his Hebrew name. And the best part was that he thanked me. All he wrote was, "Thank you!" exclamation point. And I said to myself, you can try to explain things to people. You can try to get them to see things your way. You can try to say to them, don't be upset with the world. Don't get upset at the president, the administration. You can have your feelings, but don't walk around worshiping these things and being like, if it wasn't for this, then you can try to get them to see your point, or you can just bake them a challah. You can just pray for them. You can take action and say, I am doing something in your name. I'm giving tzedakah, I'm giving charity in your name. I'm baking a challah for you. I'm praying for you. Just let them know that, and that's it. It has an effect. More than that, when I got home that night and I realized, thank God I had done the challah bake and I was able to pray for my friends who had asked me to pray for them. So that was done. Got him a challah. There was so much challah dough left that I had an extra challah for him. And I said, I would like to give you a challah. I'm baking it in my house right now from the dough that I prayed for you on. Where can I drop it off? Or do you want to stop by and pick it up from my home? Because obviously he knows where I live. Said, yes, let me come to you. So here's the cool thing about that. I baked him a challah and I sit here, thank you from him, and then he's also going to come to me to pick it up. And what's really amazing about that is that not only did he appreciate that I baked him the challah, he wanted to come to me to pick it up. And he did. And when he got there, I said, I'm so grateful that you came to me to pick it up. You saved me a trip, but also I really think you're going to appreciate it. And now it's Friday afternoon, so you can use it on Shabbat, and it's a mitzvah to eat challah on Shabbat. I hope this helps. These are little practical things you can do between the 17th of Tammuz and the 9th of Av. And supposedly, even though it's not a show on television seen by millions of people, the little tiny interactions we have with our landscapers, with our plumbers, with the people in our lives that we see on the day-to-day, and we have that thought, they don't even want to talk about God. That person isn't even open to having a conversation with me about the things that I care about. Take that voice and shove it in the toilet and do it anyway. Do something nice for them, invite them in, give them a glass of iced tea. Even if you have this feeling that they are so opposite of you and they have nothing in common with you and they've canceled you or you canceled them a long time ago, break the pattern, breach the conversation, and see what happens. Breach that conversation.